Have you been thinking about living in South Florida and you think that Palm Beach County might be the right place for you? Well, in this video, I am going to tell you about one of the best planned cities, eastern cities in Palm Beach County with all of the residential living options, luxury gated communities, world-class golf and fitness centers, top schools, and just really unbeatable shopping and restaurants. It's Palm Beach Gardens. So stand by and I'm going to tell you all about it. Okay, so Palm Beach Gardens. To start, I'm going to show you this niche rating so you can get a feel for the city itself. And the overall niche rating is an A based on the schools, housing, family, crime, and so on. You can see there at the top. The population is a little below 60,000 and primarily 74% own and 26% rent. So the next thing I want to show you here is the map of Palm Beach County, so you can get a context for where Palm Beach Gardens is located. So start down here at the bottom, you see Boca Raton is at the very south end of Palm Beach County. And as you go north past West Palm Beach, the city of West Palm Beach, and then just about maybe like 10 miles north of that is Palm Beach Gardens. You can see the blue dot there and the arrow. And then this next map will show you the boundary lines of Palm Beach Gardens. And we'll zoom in here. And you can see here where it says Juno Ridge. That is kind of the beginning of Palm Beach Gardens. And as you go west along PGA Boulevard, that is really the main artery for the city. So we're going to talk about all the good things that are along PGA Boulevard and also get into some of the communities that are north and south of PGA. So now we'll go back to the map and just kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see what some of the surrounding cities are. And just a little back, I thought I'd give a little history because the backstory on Palm Beach Gardens is kind of interesting, and it plays into the quality of life and the layout of the city as compared to other cities in Palm Beach County. So the city was founded in like the late 50s by John D. MacArthur, that's like the MacArthur Foundation. And he actually he was like one of the largest landholders in northern Palm Beach County. He actually lived on Singer Island in the Colonnades Hotel in Palm Beach Shores, which is kind of crazy. So he was this very wealthy insurance magnate from Chicago. He owned all this property, and he was the founding father of Palm Beach Gardens. And he had this vision for the city that it would, the green space and the mature trees that were there, that the city would get built around the nature that was there. So over time, like say from the 1960s till about the 1980s, he really was able to control the development of the city because he would sell off the land over time, and things would be developed, and the city was able to be very thoughtful in the way they developed it. But after he passed away and the foundation decided to diversify their holdings, that's when this huge amount, I think it was like 4,000 or 5,000 acres in Palm Beach Gardens, became available on the market. And the city was smart enough to take a hold of it instead of letting it be a land rush, and the city ending up like a lot of other cities, unfortunately, in South Florida that got developed so quickly that it wasn't very thoughtful. In the case of Palm Beach Gardens, the city commission required the developers to do this over time. So when I show you in the next section about the different developments, you'll see, and when you drive around Palm Beach Gardens, you can see that the city has filled in around the footprint that they created for it. And it really makes it so that even though there's so much going on, there's so many great developments, there's so much happening, things flow pretty well in Palm Beach Gardens because of the thoughtful development. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to just focus on the PGA corridors to show you some of that, and then I'll talk about some of the city amenities and the communities and developments that are north and south of PGA Boulevard. Okay, so one thing I really like about Palm Beach Gardens, I mean, I live in North Palm Beach, which I actually almost live in Palm Beach Gardens. This map here, this kind of the heart of Palm Beach Gardens is the PGA corridor. And looking at this map, you can see the blue dot there on the right. That's where I live. And that is right at US 1. As you can see, US 1 running north and south, north to Juneau, south to North Palm. And at that corner right there at US 1, PGA turns into A1A if you go to the east. And then you can see Lost Tree, which is a very large private community. And that is actually an unincorporated Palm Beach County. It's not part of North Palm or Palm Beach Gardens, but we're all kind of, it all feels like the same when you're right here. And if you look a little bit south of that, there's John D. MacArthur Beach State Park. So that's the only state park that's in Palm Beach County. And most of that land was given to us by John D. MacArthur. And you can see some of these videos I show you. And I also got into more detail when I did a piece on the beach communities and North Palm Beach. But it's a beautiful park with acres of land, and you can kayak, and it's got a beautiful public beach that is just unencumbered. It's gorgeous. So anyway, but if you go to the west of US 1 on PGA Boulevard, the very beginning of Palm Beach Gardens is here. You've got the Intercoastal, and you've got a bridge here that goes over the Intercoastal. And on all corners of that, there are some great restaurants like the River House and Seasons 52. And there was an older restaurant called Waterway, and that's been totally renovated. And then on the southeast corner of the Intracoastal there at PGA, there's a Ritz-Carlton development that's going up with just beautiful luxury condominiums. And it's a low-rise condo, only 6 stories. And it's just a beautiful project. And that's like in the $4 to $7 million range, but they're just fantastic, beautiful units. And it also has a marina there as well, so you can have a boat. So once you go over the Intercoastal, then it just, PGA is so great because you go over the Intercoastal and you have the Savarel Marina, which has a lot of beautiful yachts. It's where you can keep your boat if you maybe live in a golf community or you don't live on the water. You can keep your boat here at Savarel. And then in the marina there is Carmine's, which is an Italian restaurant that's so popular, and it has a gourmet market there. And there's other amenities there. And then when you just get to the next light at Prosperity Farms Road, you have a Trader Joe's. As you go further along PGA Boulevard, you'll see on the south side is Palm Beach State College. And on the campus of the Palm Beach State College is this new arena that's being built. It's called the SoFi Center, and it's the TGL. It's a new golf league with Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods are starting, and that is going to be opening soon. So that's a really exciting thing. I'm showing some pictures here of what's going on there. And then as you go further, so anyway, I'm talking about PGA Boulevard. And PGA Boulevard is like the main road east and west in Palm Beach Gardens. And from that Publix in the far east side, as you go over the bridge, over the Intercoastal, then you have the Carmine's and you have Trader Joe's on the other side of the road. And you go just a little bit further west of the campus, and you have on the south side of the road, you have the city buildings and amenities, the courthouse, the driver's bureau, and all. And then on the north side, you have the Gardens Mall, which is like the luxury mall for the area. And just west of that is a place called Downtown at the Gardens. And so that is like all part of the same area. And you got a Whole Foods there and restaurants, and it's outdoor shopping. And they have it's called Lifetime Fitness. And it's this giant facility with every kind of fitness opportunity you could think of there, as well as pools and and classes and just restaurant and everything. It's just fantastic. I mean, it's a real draw to why some people move here, because it's such a great fitness facility to have right in the heart of town. So anyway, then as you go further west on PGA, you get to I-95. So all of that is in between 95 and US 1. And then just south of PGA Boulevard, right around the 95 area, is an area that's being redeveloped. And that will include a Bright Line station, which the nearest one right now is in downtown West Palm. And then they're building apartments and hotels all around that. And then as you go further west on PGA, you get to Military Trail. And that's kind of the other main local north-south road. You've got US 1 east of the Intercoastal. And then after you come over the Intercoastal Bridge on PGA, you have Prosperity Farms Road, which goes north and south. And I'll show you some developments along there. You head further west on PGA, you go by the mall and Whole Foods and the Bright Line station. You get to Military Trail. There's a Publix there and a Fresh Market. And then there's just residential developments all around there. And then you go further west toward the Turnpike. And in this area, the Turnpike is very close to I-95. So there's only like maybe 2 miles between 95 and the Turnpike. Whereas down south, like if you were in Boca or further south into Broward County, you might go 10 or 15 miles before you get to the Turnpike. So when the Turnpike and I-95 from Broward County going north, it's getting closer and closer to each other, 95 and the Turnpike. And when you get to Jupiter, just north of here, they are like side by side for a few miles. So the nice thing about that is that you really are near everything. So I'm going back, you get to Military Trail, you're heading further west on PGA toward the Turnpike, and that whole stretch there is so well planned. On the north and south side of the road, you've got the Fresh Market. You have all these different restaurants in little shopping centers that are newly developed with just great restaurants all along there. And then when you get to the Turnpike, there's some major developments out there, including PGA National, which has been there for back when the PGA of America was based in Palm Beach Gardens. Now it's moved to Texas. But they do have the Honda Classic there. There's a hotel. There's all these smaller developments inside PGA National. And then you've got these other developments like Mirasol. I'll go through all that. But anyway, as you can see, basically the length of PGA Boulevard is the main artery, and it does get a little crowded like during the rush hour or certain times of the season, especially when it's the winter season and more people are here. But it is so well planned, and the road was made large enough to begin with that the traffic does flow very well, and you can just get from, like, even if you live, I say, out west, but if you live out near PGA National, it's so easy to get into the mall or come into the beach. It really is a user-friendly city. So I'm going to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Diane Wimbrow, and I am a Palm Beach County realtor and lifelong South Floridian. And I get calls and texts from people all the time who want to move to South Florida, but they're not really sure where to start or where to live. So if you would like to call me or text me at the number below, I would love to talk to you and help you figure out the right place for you here in South Florida. And in the meantime, hit the subscribe and the notification bell below, and you'll be notified every time we have a new video. So let's get back to talking about Palm Beach Gardens. Okay, so going back to like the whole story of MacArthur, and when the MacArthur Foundation 4,000 acres were put on the market, and the city of Palm Beach Gardens like put the brakes on it and really slowly let them develop these lands that were bought by these different developers. I mean, I've lived here for so long, but as I've been doing my homework to tell you about this, I couldn't even believe how many wonderful, I mean, I knew all these communities were here, but it's hard to try to communicate the whole story. So this video is really going to be like a 30,000 foot view. And I'm going to say that Palm Beach Gardens is known for its upscale living options. And so this episode is going to focus on the many luxury gated golf and fitness communities, as well as I'm going to tell you about 3 new construction communities, 2 which are east of I-95 and 1 which is out on the western boundaries of the city. So you'll be able to check out these other videos where I'll go into more detail on these communities. But I'll also point out here and then go into them later that there are single family home communities that are not gated along the Intracoastal and gated. There are condos and townhouse developments all over the city. There's great 55 active and adult communities, apartment developments, and assisted living and senior communities. So there's just really something for everyone here, and I'll be pointing out as we go around the map. So I'm going to zoom in here, and the first place we're going to start is at this corner of, here's the Intracoastal and Donald Ross Road, which is the northern boundary. And even though it doesn't say it right here, this development right here is called Azure Palm Beach. So this community is one of the newer luxury residential communities. And this one is unique in that it's on the Intracoastal. It has a marina, which is operated by the Loggerhead Marina System. And it also has a kind of a rental club boating company that you can just pay monthly to have a boat at your access. So there's 100 ultra luxury residences here. They have private garages, a beautiful entry lobby, concierge, club room, fitness. It's just a beautiful facility. And so this is Azure. And then as you go down Donald Ross, just Prosperity Farms Road, this is a road that I'll talk about later where it has a few gated communities that are not the luxury golf type communities, but more just residential communities. And then you have beautiful homes all along here, along the Intracoastal as you head down toward PGA. So the next major gated community to the west of Azure is Frenchman's Creek. Now, Frenchman's was originally developed in the late 70s, and it's really maintained its reputation as a beautiful very private golf community. The thing I like about it too is that it has a beach club that's over here. Here's Frenchman's, and you just go over Donald Ross, and they have their own beach club over here at Juno Beach, which is really unique. And it's really truly a contained resort living. It's golf, racket, dining, fitness, a spa, in addition to the beach membership. And it has one single homeowners association, which keeps things simple. And it's 700 acres of just beautiful, lush, natural landscaping. There are 600 home sites, and then it's a combination of townhouses, custom estates, and waterfront properties. So you can actually be on a canal and have your boat there to get out to the Intracoastal and be cruising in the ocean. So now the next community to the west of Frenchman's, as we go along Donald Ross, is Evergreen. And Evergreen, it was the first residential development in the world to be named a signature sanctuary gold community by the Audubon Society back in 2003. It's a lush, beautiful gated community. There's around 900 residences, some townhomes, mostly single family homes. It was originally developed by WCI. And there are 11 subdivisions, which really gives it more of a neighborhood feel. And there are 3 associations overall. The heart of the community is this 36-acre lake that's right in the middle of the community, surrounded by sidewalks where people can enjoy biking and jogging. It really is has a beautiful state-of-the-art clubhouse, and it's a very popular development. Price points here maybe just below $1 million to millions of dollars. So now going further west, this is the newest addition to the area. Now, Donald Ross here divides Jupiter from Palm Beach Gardens, and this whole area at one time, like 25 years ago, was just all woods. As the property was sold and developed, it's been very carefully curated to communities. And so the latest one, and this is really popular, especially with families, but also retirees, second homes. You'll see I-95 is right here. And this whole gold area is called Alton. And the thing that makes it unique is it's so super planned. It's not gated, but this whole area here is commercial. So it has a Publix and a Home Depot, and it has like a community square. My niece that lives in Juneau, she actually comes out here with her kids because they have a great outdoor kids program on the lawn during the winter months. And you'll see the next, like we're west of Military Trail. Up here is Florida Atlantic University. And then this Central Boulevard is another, you got alternate A1A, Military Trail, and then you have Central Boulevard east of 95. And this is another dividing road that you'll be seeing. It goes down to PGA, and this has all been just thoughtfully developed all along here. So you can see as I'm talking some of the videos and photos I've taken of Alton. And another thing that's coming up here is in this green space here is a new hospital facility that's being built that's going to open in 2026. And that will be one of the largest hospitals in Palm Beach County. So it really is going to have everything here. And you can see here's Dwyer High School, which is an A-rated high school. And just adjacent to Alton here is the Benjamin School, has its upper school campus here right next to Alton. And then in here you have you have townhouses, single family homes, up to 5-bedroom, 5-bath houses with 2-car garages. It's very well done. So that's Alton. Price points there are pretty much $1 million to $2 million or more for a 5-bedroom, almost zero lot line house. And then adjacent to this, as you can see right here, it says Artistry Palm Beach. This kind of pie-shaped parcel that you reach by way of Hood Road from Central or Military, it's just north of. So up here you've got Artistry. Both of these are Coulter, Alton, and Artistry. And Artistry is a gated community, so it's kind of more of your kids and their families could live here, and as retirees, you might live in a beautiful home here in Artistry. And you'll see I've got some videos that I took of the models and the entrance. The things I like about this is when I show you some of these other communities that are these golf communities, and they have a lot of financial requirements in terms of equity investment and commitment to a certain membership, whatever that might be, golf or fitness or social. Artistry is really just purely a gated community of not too high-end homes. I think they're like all in the $1 million to $2.5 million range. They're very nice, very well done homes. There are still maybe like 7 or 8 that are still for sale, and it has a really nice clubhouse with but nothing like these gated community golf communities, more just fitness, a nice pool, and you might also have a pool in your backyard. So this is a more contained residential community without all the additional financial requirements of having a club community. The only part that I'm not really sure about at this point is, as you can see here, I had said earlier about how the Turnpike and 95 kind of come together. Once you get up here to Indian Town Road in Jupiter, you can see that they're like merge. But right here, this Artistry is kind of it's got a highway on either side of it. So I don't really know. I went there and I didn't really notice that the sound bothered me that much, but that could be something to consider if you were looking at living there. So next, I'm going to go a little further, just west of, so here's Artistry, just west of the Turnpike, which again, like I've pointed out, the Turnpike and 95 are very close here, whereas if you were down south in Boca or something, there's a lot more distance between, or Delray, distance between 95 and the Turnpike. So here we've got East Point Country Club, and this, I mean, back in the day, this was developed before all this Eastern stuff was developed, because this was all still in the MacArthur Foundation. And so East Point was developed, I believe, in the like mid 70s. And then there were two different clubs that merged. But the bottom line is it's a really picturesque property of single family homes. And there are 3 two-story garden style condominiums, but primarily I think there's like maybe around 700 single family homes. And it also has that Audubon designation. So it was very prestigious in the beginning. I think some of these other communities are newer, and now they've been spending a lot of money. They've upgraded their club, and I think that as part of that, they've made some additional lots available for new construction, and it's a very nice community. It also is the type of community that the club is that they do allow for outside members. So I think that helps the club be strong and brings in revenues so that there's not so much of a financial commitment on the individual homeowners. So that's another popular and just really beautiful. All of these are just beautiful. The surroundings are, because that's really what MacArthur was all about when he developed Palm Beach Gardens back in the day, and that they as a city have maintained that philosophy. So then next I'm going to point out too, I think they're similar. Old Marsh here is just to the west of East Point, west of the Turnpike. And then over here is Old Palm, and that's another similar, but you can see it's east of the Turnpike and off of Central. So first I'll talk about Old Marsh. And Old Marsh, it's a very traditional golf club. It's understated with a lot of natural beauty and very friendly, down-to-earth people. I'm quoted, it says, Old Marsh gives a gracious bow to Scottish golf clubs. And that's the sort of community that they want to create. And the price range here in homes is probably like around $2 million to over $10 million for some very expansive custom estate homes. And all of the homes in Old Marsh are on very large lots with 456 acres and just under 180 single family homes and a Pete Dye championship golf course. So it's a very popular and very lovely place to live. And the same, I think, is true for Old Palm in a similar way. Now, Old Palm was developed, it has 650 acres as well, and it is an equity club. It was founded in 2004 by WCI, but then it was purchased by another entity, and it really does keep with John MacArthur's philosophy to create a garden city, and it has just really beautiful, lush streets, a beautiful club facility, and again, the homes there can range from anywhere from $2 million up to estate homes that are over $10 million. It's very beautiful. So now I have 3 more that I'm going to talk about. I'm going to zoom out so you can tell where we're at. We talked about Artistry. We talked about Old Marsh. And then those were all, like, Donald Ross kind of ends here. And so this is the Turnpike. Here's Artistry. See this Karen Marcus Sandhill Crane Park is this preserve that was created all here. So here's the Turnpike. Here's PGA. Up here is Old Marsh. And then the next 3 clubs we're going to talk about are the Country Club at Mirasol, which is right here. And here's PGA. And then here's PGA National, which was originally established. It used to be the home of the PGA National organization, but has now moved out to Texas. But this has like 30 some odd smaller communities within here. It has golf courses, it has fitness facilities, racket facilities, a beautiful resort. So that's very unique in that way, and that's a very large, goes from North Lake to PGA, and then Ballin Isles is over here, the same thing. So we're going to talk about Mirasol here real quick. So Mirasol has over 2,300 acres of land, and it is really an oasis. It's just beautiful. And there are 23 unique neighborhoods within the community. And then there's the membership in the country club, which membership is mandatory, but they do have 3 categories of membership. So you can be like a tennis member or a golf member or a social member. So that makes that easier. And this club also is an Audubon cooperative sanctuary, which is I mean, really, these properties are just beautiful. The nature there is just gorgeous. And then I was also reading recently where they have hired a beekeeper and they have installed over 20 beehives in remote areas of the property so that they're producing their own honey for their restaurants on site. And I guess they've produced some products and things that are inspired by the bees of Mirasol. So that's kind of neat. And so again, the homes in here, these are all $1 million communities, not over the top, but probably in here you might find something a little under $1 million, but mostly, $1 to $3 million homes. Here's Mirasol. Here's PGA Boulevard, the main drag that goes all the way east. And here is really the Mac Daddy. This was like the original development, and it even has, okay, so you enter off of PGA Boulevard, and then there's an entrance here near the Turnpike. There's a Publix here, and then there are like 30 different communities in here of single-family homes, townhouses, low-profile condominiums. And then in the heart of it, you have the PGA National, you have a members club, and then you also have the resort. You have a spa. And then what the other unique thing is that maybe like 20 years ago, they developed this Devonshire senior living community. And this is really, it's top notch, and it's very, it's like apartments. And then it also has a assisted living attached to it. But it's really a great place to make a transition in your life. It's very well done. And then you have all this wonderful community around you to support you. So this PGA National, they've really upped their game because they've been, being one of the first communities, they could become very dated, but they have spent some money on the club and the resort, and it's very well done. One of the last really nice gated communities we're going to talk about is Ballin Isles. And you can see Ballin Isles is on the east side of the Turnpike, PGA on the west. And what's really nice is like when you're driving on PGA here, coming out from, like, here's the mall over here. Here's the mall. Kudos for a well-planned community. But there's enough buffer here all along on either side. You have just super privacy. You really don't even know what's going on there on either side of the road besides the developments that are along here for restaurants and shops. So it's really it's very beautiful. And the road can handle all this. So it's great. But Ballin Isles right here, it's bordered. It's to the east of the Turnpike, south of PGA, east of Military, and north of North Lake. Down here, the south border. So it's quite a large community. It has over 1,500 residences with 33 unique communities, neighborhoods within this development, gated development. There are 5 dining options, from very casual at the club to exceptionally high-end cuisine. They have a 62,000 square foot sports complex, 3 championship golf courses, 22 tennis courts, a fitness center, swimming pools, a spa, and a salon. I mean, you do not have to leave home. It's really fantastic. So if this is what you're looking for, I mean, not everyone is looking for this type of lifestyle, but a lot of people are, and they really enjoy it. And so that's Ballin Isles. Okay, and then 3 other mentions I'd like to make to the east of Ballin Isles and west of I-95. So now you're coming in east. Here's Ballin Isles. Here's North Lake. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and there's like 3 communities in a row here. I'm not going to really focus here. This is called Square Lake, and that is a gated community and has very large lots, older homes, but a lot of redevelopment going on there. And then here, this is a very unique place. It's, here we are in pretty much in east. We're just west of 95, and this development is called Steeplechase. So Steeplechase is a gated community. It is just south of North Lake, adjacent, the western border of it is along the Turnpike, which not everyone loves that. I think it's unique in that it's just a homeowners association. There's no club, there's no golf course, there's no overhead in that respect, but the lots are huge and the houses are really nice. And so you can really have an estate home behind a gate without all the club amenities, and it's super private, and they're doing a lot of really beautiful homes, and they're rebuilding and building new throughout Steeplechase. So that's an interesting option. Again, houses are run from more like $1.8 million to over $10 million. And then I'm going to mention two last gated communities. Here we are, my favorite road, PGA Boulevard. So we were out here at the Mirasol. Here we come in east, you go over 95, you got the Gardens Mall. You have Lifetime Fitness over here. You have downtown at the Gardens, Legacy Place, all this shopping going on. And here you have Prosperity Farms Road. And this has a lot of the, as I said, single family homes along here, some gated communities. It runs into North Palm. And then over here at the bridge, here's the Intercoastal. And right on this southeast corner is a new project called the Ritz Residences. It's right here. You wouldn't even know it's there. This is just fantastic. It's a Catafumo development, and it's comprised of 3, I believe, 7-story buildings, 3, 4, and 5 bedroom residences with dens. Just totally top of the line finishes and attention to detail. It's 14 acres there on the Intercoastal, and there's a 29 boat slip marina where you can lease a slip for your boat. Some will have lifts, and others will be wet slips. And these are 7-story residential buildings, and it's 106 units, and it's just going to be fantastic. I think there's still a few left, but that sold out very quickly, and they range from, I think at the low end, I don't even know if these are available anymore, but like from $3 to $7 million. And as you can see from these pictures and plans, they're just beautiful with all the amenities, concierge, beautiful pool. This will be a fantastic facility. And you've got, what's really great is like, it's right here. You've got Seasons 52, which is a wonderful restaurant here. You have, you've got a marina, Carmine's. The River House restaurant is right here on the corner, and they're redeveloping the Waterway restaurant that's here. Like if you were here, you're just this close to US 1, where you've got the North Palm Country Club down here, and Singer Island and the beach, and MacArthur Park over here. So it really is a wonderful opportunity for a new development right in the heart of Palm Beach Gardens. And the last one I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to save this for another episode and you can check that out, is I'm going to zoom out. And this is called Avenir, and this has just recently been approved. I mean, it's just coming out of the ground. Some people are living there now, but it's all new. And that is what we've been talking about, is all this here. And here's Panther National, which is the luxury high-end part of Avenir, but then Avenir is going to have, like, they have, I think 6 or 7 builders that are going to be building in here. You're adjacent to the North Palm Beach County General Aviation Center. Here's Panther National is the luxury component, and then you have the rest of this that is all residential communities, master plan, 4,700 acres, a range of housing options, single family homes, townhomes, and then the custom homes in the Panther National. And it's got a real emphasis, just like with Alton, on community. And so there's a lot of bike trails. There's a lot of amenities like clubhouses and pools and fitness centers. So it's like almost too much to try to even talk about on this whole Palm Beach Gardens overview, but you can look in my videos and see the episode that I've done that just focuses on this area. So this episode has ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated, because there is so much to talk about in a compact space of Palm Beach Gardens. But I did want to say Palm Beach Gardens is known for so many great events as well. We have the Honda Classic, the golf tournament that's held at the PGA National in the spring every year, the Gardens Green Market that goes on outdoors during the winter months, and then they even do it indoors during the summer so that we can have it all year round. They have concerts in the park at the amphitheater, and there's beautiful public art throughout the city. The boat parade that comes right through the gardens in December. along with a tree lighting. And then there's just fantastic facilities all around the city for tennis and kids sports. And there's a wonderful water park that's being upgraded right now. They're improving their recreation center. They have a city a public golf course. There's private nature preserves. So it really is the whole package, and it has the schools to go along with it. So I highly recommend you check out Palm Beach Gardens. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Feel free to leave your comments down in the comments section, or feel free to give me a call. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so that you'll know every time we have a new video.